Good to see such a great crowd here this morning. Awesome. Thanks everyone for coming. So much going on in our world today, it's almost hard to know where to start praying, but let's give it a shot. Thank you, Lord, that you're walking before us. Thank you for all the great things that we are seeing happening when we don't watch MSM. And we thank you that we have other sources of information. We ask you to keep those sources open and free. And we thank you. So be it. Okay, we have Worldwide Rally for Freedom Mackay. Make sure you put Mackay in it because otherwise you'll get the Global Worldwide Rally for Freedom. We are now on Facebook, TikTok, Rumble and YouTube. It's a little scary. I used to watch my speech on the phone, but I can watch it on the big screen and see how the glamorous things the wind does to my hair. It's not windy today, so it's good. Please share, if you can, share whatever you can. We have just been, did a guard of honour for the Cherish Life people, who a wonderful group. I think it's national, but the Mackay group does an amazing job and supporting unborn babies. Now, I shared at a meeting this week about the full-term abortion and the payments for anyone who has an abortion after 20 weeks, and there were only 3 of us there who actually knew anything about it. So if you don't know about that, look back through our reels, look back through what we've done, and get your head around the fact that after 20 weeks we're going to be paid to have abortions, and we won't even go to what happens with the bodies of these babies, or the fact that they're not even allowed to receive a cuddle, let alone any pain medication while they are left on the bench or in a kidney dish to die if they survive the abortion, which is a brutal, painful death for the baby. So next week, next Sunday, it's not Saturday, Sunday, we are having our big march for standing up against mass migration. I think there are people who don't bother to watch a lot of what we do because they get up us about being against mass immigration. And we're not against immigration, not at all. Not at all, if you come in the right way. And the right way is difficult. What we are against is mass immigration of people who will not become part of our culture, very violent culture, and we must stop it. And they are being given houses free while our people are homeless. It doesn't make sense. Send a message to Albanese. We are not happy. We are not happy. So the march will be at 12 noon. So if you come about 11:45, bring chairs. We are marching first. You can leave your chairs or whatever your belongings are you don't want to carry on the march. You can leave them here. We will have people staying at Blue Water Quay to supervise belongings that have been left behind. And then we will be having some short speeches. We just don't like real long speeches. You lose the people and then you've lost the point of the whole thing. So let's talk about the mass immigration. And these numbers are according to the Australian Bureau of Statistics and the Institute of Public Affairs. So from June 22 to December 24, we had over 1,007,000 come in, mass immigrants. You know, not the ones that are coming in the legal way that have to pay money and have a job and all the rest of it. These are the ones that we are marching against, and it has nothing to do with racism. It has everything to do with protecting our culture. So the net arrivals now exceed 1,000 a day. I believe it's 1,500. And that's just insane. The federal government promised to rein in out of control immigration. That promise, surprise, surprise, has been broken once again. What are the effects of mass immigration? Just a few. We'll be talking in depth more next Sunday. Please come along. We need the whole of Mackay here, really. People are struggling to get by. Australians are struggling to get by. While these people that are being brought in by the thousands are given a home and given the red carpet. You know, Australians struggle to survive. Charity begins at home. I can't go and feed the family down the street if my own kids are going hungry. That would be so wrong. You start by loving and caring for your own. Rising housing and rent costs. They get free housing. Crumbling infrastructure. Crumbling services. Look at the medical service we don't get anymore. Now, people are dying. Australians are dying because they can't get the medical treatment they need, especially here in Mackay. High inflation, falling living standards, and for 7 consecutive quarters, there's been negative per capita economic growth. Good on you, Labor. Liberals know better. We've said that. 2 wings of the same bird. Don't know if anyone saw what the Australian Federal Police have done this week. You look it up for yourself. I do have a copy of the statement here that we can hand around. This was on Thursday, it was posted. The Australian Federal Police have set up a new national security investigation teams to target groups and individuals who cause high levels of harm to Australia's social cohesion. Oh, how wide is that? On what proof? On who picks the people that are causing harm to society? And the term sovereign citizen, that's been coined to make people scared to stand up. There is no such thing as a sovereign citizen. So if people understood the English language, they would realise it's just a psyop. You know, according to Black's Law Dictionary, sovereign means free and citizen means slave. No one can become a free slave. It's not possible. The Melbourne Herald Sun ran a front page and a double page article calling sovereign citizens mad, bad and dangerous. We've been meeting here for 4.5 years and we haven't met a sovereign citizen yet. They just don't come here. Could look as far as we could, we'll never find them. So this NSI, National Security Investigations Teams, will work closely with state and territory police, law enforcement and national security partners, and I'm quoting from them, to provide a coordinated, consistent and intelligence-led response to security threats, and also work on a global level through operations, capabilities and relationships with the international law enforcement intelligence community. Isn't it a whole lot of gobbledygook that has no boundaries and no protocols? It's a case of we will just do what we want with people we don't like. If this is the thought police in action, who will they be targeting? They're certainly not targeting the pro-Palestinian violent groups who burn our flag. I don't see any of them being targeted. There are current and emerging groups dispersed across Australia and in some cases overseas who are eroding our country's social fabric by advocating hatred, fear and humiliation. Sounds to me like the pro-Palestinians. Doesn't sound like any of the people who want Australia back. While many of these crimes may not meet the threshold of terrorism, get that? They may not meet the threshold of terrorism. The AFP has identified concerning behaviours which could escalate to politically motivated violence or hate crimes, which seriously put the Australian community at risk. Again, what's it saying? What's it saying? It's saying we'll choose. It's like the Electoral Commission or the CCC writing back to me and saying, we choose who we prosecute. You can give us all this evidence of corruption at the elections, but we choose who we prosecute. I have that in writing. So, you know, crazy. And the whole of Mackay is not here this morning. We should all be here. This is our country. We love it. Open your eyes, see what's going on, and look what's in store for your kids and your grandkids. I had a grandma say to me, oh, well, I won't be around for my grandkids. I thought, well, I'm glad you're not my grandma. Man, I don't want you in my family. Many of these crimes may not meet the threshold of terrorism, but the AFP has identified concerning behaviours which could escalate. Who are they talking about? Who are they talking about?
Tine McDonald.
Quoting again, there is no place for hate or violence in our communities, and the AFP will defend and protect Australia and Australia's future from these threats. You know what we should do? We should work with the AFP because that's what we want.
Yeah.
We should offer them our help because we're working towards no hate or violence. We are defending and protecting our country. I wonder if they'd like to put us on the payroll. Yeah, that's a good idea. Quoting again, this is where it gets really nasty. Anyone with information about possible threats to the community or suspicious activity should make a report to the National Security Hotline on 1800 123 400 and 000 in an emergency or life-threatening situation. Wow, guys, let's dob in a mate. Dob in a mate. My goodness. What a wide berth for what they're going to do. Okay, so on that note, let's remind ourselves of Albanese's national response to Islamophobia bill. It will be far wider than anyone who speaks against Islam. It makes it sound very different to what it's actually going to be. The New South Wales state government has made a move to spend $1 million of taxpayers' money to combat Islamophobia and to dob in an Islamophobe. So, that's a hotline for that. So the report is not really about Islamophobia, it's silencing free speech, and we know that. Again, Jareth Cobb in Melbourne, the medical doctor with no medical reports against him and no longer allowed to practice because on his personal friends-only Facebook page he wrote things such as men can't be women. I don't think there's anyone here today who believes that men can be women. Dr. William May, who went through absolute hell with APRA because of his anti-vaccination activities. And he interrupted, I watched the video, good on him, he interrupted an Australian Medical Association conference while live streaming to the internet, yelling, "Stop forcing these vaccines on the people of Australia who are getting killed by them." So he was deregistered. He's actually finally been reinstated. So again, sign the freedom of speech petition, citizengo.org. It's on the front page. Go down, find them, and we'll put the pictures of the petition up, and you might have to load more and go through some pages. There are so many petitions there that we could be signing and should be signing, and they are having some really wonderful results from these. So Turning Point South Australia started an Instagram page. It was taken down within minutes. Just taken down. They're not allowed to have one. So all the conservative voices are being silenced. It's already here. It's already here. Amazing. Okay, onto the digital ID. Again, there is a petition you can sign for that, and we are pushing citizengo.org. Go through their petitions and sign whatever you can. These are powerful petitions. Some of them are not worth signing because they just don't go anywhere. These are, I'd say probably these and the parliamentary ones are probably the most powerful. So, Dr. Sherry Tenpenny, most of you have probably heard about her, incredible woman. She says that anyone with a differing opinion to the government narrative will be labelled. Now, this is all under the digital ID now. We've changed subjects, although everything seems to be pretty much tied into one. Perpetrators of unapproved information will be checked and punished by a system, get this, that will be supervised and operated by AI. Wonderful. You will be locked out of your own bank accounts if you're not thinking the right way. unable to make certain purchases. This is the backbone of the social credit system. You'll be unable to get on a plane or a train or drive on public roads. This is all from Sharing Tenpenny. This is the future according to the world's self-appointed overlords at the United Nations. And if anyone hasn't seen the speech that Trump gave at the United Nations, you need to. It was amazing. It was amazing. Unelected bureaucrats will be making decisions that can alter the course of your life, lock you out of everything, and to the point where you may not even be allowed to leave your home, as that is happening in other countries. So her advice is have water, have food, have torches, be prepared, but it's up to us to mobilise and not scared. So, why is the digital ID dangerous? For a start, they're saying it's voluntary. And if you look at Section 4 of the Digital ID Act of 2024, you'll find that it is voluntary, just like the jabs were voluntary. Remember that? You didn't have to have them. You didn't have to have them. But if you had kids to bring up and you were paying a mortgage, coercion is not consent. Coercion is not consent. So, and how long will it be voluntary? It's already not voluntary for a lot of people who need to work. In March, anyone who ran a financial institution had to get a digital ID if they needed access to the taxation department. Unbelievable. Yeah, it's similar to COVID. Know the law. Just get to know the law. Such as the masks. They never needed to be worn. Some of us never wore a mask. I never owned a mask. When I was pulled up by the police back then in 2021, I just pulled the legislation out of my bag and there was nothing they could do except walk away with their masks on. It's quite ludicrous, really. So, coercion is not consent. Digital ID pose significant risks, including cyber security vulnerability, because all of your information, all of it, will be in one place. Everything about you. And how many Centrelink accounts have been hacked this week? A lot, I believe. So once they hack into you, they've got you. They've got everything about you. Everything. So privacy concerns, major. Potential for government surveillance, well, let's face it, that's already happening, isn't it? It's already happening. Michael Grey-Griffiths wouldn't have been banned from Facebook for 10 years with his cafe lockdown. They're already watching. So it makes everyone a target for the hackers and a tool for social control. So again, sign that petition. Sign that petition. I think if we all sign, instead of everyone signing all these different petitions about digital ID, let's all sign the same petition and then the numbers will blow out, and share them. Please share them wherever. If you're not on Facebook, you've got Messenger. Share them to friends. I've lost a few friends. I've got a few who think I'm a bit of a nutcase, but that's okay. I can handle that. I just think of my grandchildren and keep on going. So again, coercion is not consent. Governments do not rule by force. They rule because we, the stupid people of the last how many ever decades, have complied. Why haven't we woken up earlier and stopped complying? That is the only reason the government rules. Stop complying. It's time to stand together. Now, I love this saying, we cannot be the land of the free unless we are the home of the brave. Our men went to war. We won't even talk about what caused the war, but, our men went to war for us. My father was in Albanese with a pint, which is about a litre of water in the middle of the desert every 24 hours, and that was supposed to be for cleaning and drinking. There wasn't much cleaning going on, I can tell you. I drink more than that before I leave home in the morning. So they suffered. He went into the Battle of Alamein. 2,000 soldiers went in, and he was one of the 60 who came out alive. I cannot even begin to imagine what these men witnessed for us. They did it for us. And what we're doing for our kids. Everything we're doing is motivated by love. Everything we do is motivated by love. We are always peaceful. The police said to us at the last march, we've never had an issue with you, have always been peaceful. And they appreciate the way we run our marches. So let's get strong, let's stand up, let's share, and let's save our children. Thank you very much.